And
dirty.
also, you know, for me, the lifestyle there played a part for me because to me, and I'm not saying it's for everyone, not everyone's opinion, it's just my experience, is a very toxic company.
Right.
In terms of, you know, you need to have a healthy mental state to live. And for me, I was living my life mostly, that was my life. You have to give your life to that company. And when you do, you know, you just don't want to live in misery. Well, like, why? Why would I be miserable? The whole point of living is to be happy. You know?
Right.
So I just...
And and the other thing I want to say is, because, you know, Disco lived it in WCW too, is like, you know, when you're back there, you can read about it, but until you're really back there, you have no clue of how the politics, unnecessary filters, the bullshit, the games, you know, even when I broke in, you know, there was still a lot of racism, subtle and outwardly. When you came in, there was racism with women. And, you know what I'm saying? Not racism, but sexism.
Oh, I think there's still racism. There's still there's still sexism and racism.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a women's revolution going on right now, but I believe that that's because of the...
So how is there sexism?
Oh, I mean, in real life.
But seriously, but here's the thing. We've given the women haven't given a million the opportunities that they're being given right now. To me, just shows that there's literally zero sexism in professional wrestling today, and especially in WWE. Where? Let me ask you a question. Well, how would you?
Why don't you let an actual woman answer that?
Let me ask a specific question.
I'm gonna reply to that statement.
Okay, but let me ask specifically though. Okay. How do you define sexism, and where do you see it in the WWE right now?
Well, I see sexism as well in Vince's eyes. I don't think he truly believes men and women are equal. Not in his. He's a public company. There's investors. You know, there's this huge women's revolution or evolution going on in all of entertainment since, you know, Me Too and everything. And then the fans demanded it, you know, on social media. So at some point, Vince is going to have to be public and give the public what they want to a degree. It doesn't mean that he actually has those beliefs, you know, just like the racism, as I said, you know, and I truly believe, and I know probably he doesn't think he's racist, but I think he's just ignorant to the fact that he was brought up with those beliefs, and he doesn't even know. I think he thinks that because he employs people of ethnicities and different nationalities, I think he thinks that he's not racist because of that. But I can guarantee you, in his mind, he doesn't think these other races are equal to Caucasians.
Wait. So I got to argue this with you, all right? Wait, you have a perception that this is my problem with racism, okay? And the perception of it. You have a perception of it, okay? I need you to explain that perception to me, because if I don't because here's the thing. If I can't see it, does it really exist?
Okay, you know? Gail, tell your story, but I want to give him a perception too that he does at his club.
Go ahead.
There's a law or a policy at Sapphires, all right? You know he works at a gentleman's club, right?
Yeah.
That if you dress a certain way, you can't come into the club. That's a perception, Glenn, because I dress like that. And if I were to go in your club, I wouldn't start no shit.
Okay, well, don't dress like a gangbanger. Because basically what we're saying is we have a profile of people that have caused problems. And one of the things we can identify by the way people have caused problems is the way they've dressed. Okay, well, that's a perception, but not everybody that dresses like that is going to be violent by nature, correct? Correct, but what are you supposed to do? Vet every single person that comes to the club? You just have a dress code.
Okay, let's put it this way.
What if you dress like this? Don't dress like that. It's that simple.
Okay, Glenn. So what if famous individual that was a celebrity came dressed like how Konnan was dressed? Would they let that person in?
Probably, because we know these people, and these are people that, you know, it's further. Here's the thing. All the clubs in Vegas do this. This is not just our club. Okay. Every club in Vegas has a dress code. Okay. And the reason they do the dress code is because basically they want, if you go to Vegas 15 years ago, people dressed wacky and wild. Okay, they've toned it down because basically there was like a drug culture in the clubs and stuff, and people looked like, you know, there was this. Basically, you could profit, and it is profiling. Okay, but you're talking about profiling. You're not talking about profiling of like sending somebody to jail or arresting people. You're just profiling people that might cause trouble in your club, and all you're asking them to do is to not dress a particular way. That's it.
Okay,
just say, hey, you're coming in my club. It's just like going to work. You got to wear the dress code at our club, at the clubs, is no different than you working for somebody and saying you got to wear a coat and tie at work. It's literally no different.
But same thing. Just as your celebrity, they could start some shit in there. You know, what's his Pac-Man Jones? Didn't he have some problem at a Vegas strip club?
He was in the club like 3 weeks ago.
Huh. Yeah, there was a shooting when he was there back in the day.
Bro. He was in the club like 3 weeks ago getting bottle service and stuff. So, no, of course.
So, Gail, tell your story because you never got to tell it to.
I already forgot. This is what happens if you over. But he was saying that I said I have perfect examples that I can't say to the public, but I know of things where Vince has said racist. I mean,
I've heard it too. So you're right.
Okay, but all right.
So it's a very common occurrence. So,
bro, imagine this.
But here's the thing.
Gail, let me just say this. Gail, imagine this. If you're racist, which obviously is not accepted in today's society, so you want to keep that shit on the super down low. You know, like not like Hogan got caught, you know, now he's like, oh, I didn't mean to say it. Well, motherfucker, you know, that I'm sure that's not the first time you said it. But the bottom line is that now these people that are in positions of power, you know, now they're not, this isn't just not being invited into a club. This is your whole career. You know what I'm saying? That they're messing with because, they're culturally insensitive. And I've heard, Vince, imagine how racist you are if you say racist shit in front of other people and think it's okay. And he's done that before because I have firsthand stories of him doing that.